Well, welcome. My name is Christina Bonanet. I am the founder of Mentoring Up Women's Network and the co-founder of Progressive Education Consulting Group. Today we have the pleasure of the company of Miss Sadiqa Holland, who is the founder of Tupos. So, Sadiqa, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us. And we are here to learn more about you and ultimately learn more about your organization, the Tupos Peer Mentorship Program.
Well, thank you for having me. Glad to see you again.
Glad to see you too. We're friends. So
yes.
at some point you're going to see that there's going to be some banter. So be prepared. Be prepared. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and kind of why you wanted to do this today.
Well, I'm an administrative law judge for the state, New York State, and I conduct hearings for people trying to receive public benefits and services. However, my passion is mentoring, so I'm a mentor, and I founded a organization called Tupos Mentor Development Program, Inc., where we do leadership development, we prepare leaders for the future.
Okay, so I know you, I adore you, but I want everyone watching this to know more about who you are. So, if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Energetic, diligent, and driven.
I agree with that 100%. 120%.
Yes.
Now, Tupos Peer Mentorship.
Yes.
What is it about mentorship that is so important to you and so vital that you started this organization?
Well, I went through a season of my life, in my personal life, where it was very challenging and taxing. And I didn't have anyone to go to that was really supportive, that could meet me where I was. Mm-hmm. And so I always said I don't ever want a young person to go through a challenging experience or dilemma without having someone to talk to at best, be supportive, whether it's career, family, or personal life. And that made me want to start Tupos. People also complain about millennials are this, the millennials are that, they're lazy. But I think that what people need is support, and they need love. And so if I could provide that in a organized, structured forum where we have workshops, and I can help them come along and progress in their careers and in their personal lives, then I'm going to do that. And so that's how the thoughts and the program began.
Now, I happen to be your friend, and one thing I would say about you as a friend is that you are a strong leader. Total powerhouse, like undeniable, unquestionable. She is a leader, and you're building leaders with this program. Yes. What are the most important lessons in leadership that you've learned that have brought you to be the leader that you are?
Well, what I've learned is that when you're going through challenging times, find a role model. Mm-hmm. You need a role model just like you need to be a role model. You need someone to look up to, a mentor, so that they can help you navigate through challenging aspects of your life. Also, I believe that being consistent, being reliable are 2 important things. People need to know they can rely on you. People need to know you don't get the manager's position if you're not someone people can depend on. Being a team player. Mm-hmm. And that means being respectful and loving towards others. You can't love them because they're not like your family, but you can be respectful towards people you're dealing with, then you're more likely to be able to get people to follow you and follow your lead.
So true. Consistency is key, and that's such a great segue into kind of this program. Tell us about Tupos.
Well, Tupos is a leadership development program where it's peer-to-peer mentoring. First you come in, the first phase is you get mentored. We set goals together and we try to achieve those goals. And as you've seen how I do what I do and I impart leadership skills in you, you're then in turn required to have a mentee. So it's peer-to-peer mentoring that happens, and you impart the leadership skills, tools for career, school, and family in your mentee. We have monthly workshops where we deal with specific goals. Those workshops include things like effective communication for success, navigating diversity, choosing positive relationships. Those are just some of the specific workshops. And with those workshops, there are games and things to engage them so that they engage in the process. Then there's the one-on-one component. The one-on-one component is the interpersonal dialogue that you have with your mentee, your mentor. As a mentee, you have a mentor, and they talk to you. You get to unpack complex issues and topics in your life. It's personal, it's safe, and that's really where I feel the growth comes in. Because now you get to let your hair down as opposed to the workshop where everyone's there and your peers are there. This is the conversation you have and you unpack. And the purpose of the one-on-one is to make sure you are individually meeting your specific goal and achieving that goal.
Excellent. Wow, that's amazing.
With a one-on-one dialogue.
Now, when did Tupos start?
April of 2016 is when the pilot began.
Okay.
And I had 3 people, and we did an orientation that day to let them know what it is. I told them what their names meant, because I wanted to start with building on self-esteem or building on who you are, just even in your name, the power you have and who you are, living that through.
Wow.
And so that's how we started the journey together, so that they knew I'm in business. I want to build upon you, your esteem, your leadership skills you already have, drawing out what things you don't even know you have in terms of skills and talents.
What does Sadiqa mean?
Sadiqa means truth, depending on the language. In Arabic, I've heard, and I believe I was told in Hebrew it means virtue.
Wow.
I believe.
Those are two
Yes.
very powerful things.
Trying to live up to it.
That's kind of major, Sadiqa.
Yes.
I don't know.
And listen, we do what we do.
It's all clicking. I'm like, okay, yep, you're in your lane.
We try.
You are most definitely in your lane. So 2016, so the organization is 2 years old.
Yes.
And how many mentors do you have right now?
Right now I have, there's a combination of mentors and mentees, but I'll say participants in the program. I have about, it's 6, and we're going on to, we're adding somebody else 7. I like the small group settings, which is why I'm glad we're growing slowly, because I think it's more intimate and you get to really attack the specific goals and issues that people have in a smaller setting. When they know the big picture, they can more preparedly put together the puzzle. And this is for goal setting. When you have the big picture and you know where you're going, it's easier to map out how to set your goals and to achieve them.
And what impact are you having and each other, your participants, they're having on each other to date?
Well, one of the things I've seen that a lot of times I'll do questionnaires and surveys, and in those questionnaires and surveys, I develop specialized curricula for the workshops. And that also helps me with the questionnaires that they've answered, develop tips and tools, and sometimes I'll do research, whether it's with business organizations, institutions, and universities on specific management leadership skills that they need or personal things that they need. I utilize that information to kind of help with navigating them through what they might need to do, the skills they might need to utilize to better to grow in those specific areas.
Okay. And do you see that growth? Do you see that the participants are making strides, are transitioning?
Absolutely. One person started in retail, and as a result of her starting in retail but wanting to do something in administration, because her goal is to do a lot of work in health administration, eventually start an organization that deals with global health administration, specifically in Haiti. She has a love for her original country. She wanted to go from retail to administration as a result of pushing and working on resumes and cover letters and just encouraging her on the one-on-one. She's now in an executive administrative position. And that was in less than a year. So I'm happy that she's doing it. One young man was in college, has now graduated, and wanted to do something in graphic design. I don't need to put him on the spot, but I remember looking at his resume, and it was kind of like it didn't have that much information. During the time he was part of Tupos, He was able to actually get an internship to add to the resume in the field of his choice. In addition to that, after graduating, couldn't find a job. He created a job, and he has now a clientele, a website, and those are all part of just building his self-confidence in the program. I have a teacher who, as a result of the program, has said many times that it's helpful with time management, with focusing, and being more goal-oriented. I have a person that wants to go into the medical profession, and I've seen them forge forward, even though like sometimes it's like taking these tests. I've seen them be diligent and studying because they will be a pediatrician. I have someone that wants to go into physical therapy, and I see her going towards those goals with different workshops and different organizations she's starting to connect herself to, because it's not just about Tupos. You can have many mentors. You can use whatever facility, use whatever organizations are out there. We're just kind of a personal, more leadership development, but sometimes you have specific goals related to the career you want to go into, the career path or the business you want to start. I say go for it. But I'm going to build the leadership aspect of the skills that you need to do what you need to do in your future.
Wow. So you have this kind of emotional development aspect as well as a very practical hand-holding step by step, and you see the fruit, right? You see the fruit of your workshops in the success of your participants, and that's amazing in such a short period of time.
I see them trafficking through adulthood because some of them are very young, and I see them trafficking through their own personal career goals with precision, with dedication, and I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that they're taking the tips. They're taking what we do in the workshops and they're applying them, but not just in that, in their family situations as well. Because I believe in building on the whole anatomy of a leader, the entire anatomy of a leader. That means not just your career and professional, because you want to be balanced.
Yes.
I believe in balanced leadership. So your personal, what you think about dating, what you think about dealing with whoever you want to pursue in your personal life, and how that plays into your career. It's all of those things that makes a great leader.
Hashtag relationships matter. That is my hashtag.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time.
It's so true.
Everything that I do is that core, the people you have around you, who you build with, will have a major impact on your life, on your life's trajectory. So I'm with you 100%.
Can I just add another thing?
I'm so excited for what you've already accomplished, which is amazing.
I wanted to add this because some of what we do also is we do some of the topics involve social networking. And one of the things I said is it's nothing wrong with seeking out help in organizations and different networks. And I'm grateful for your organization, the educational organization and the workshop you do, because I've had many of my mentees go to that organization to deal with networking for career, and they've used some of those same components that you've given in your workshops with, I say PEG, PCEG, for social networking, and then I just add to that. I supplement what they've learned in your workshop, because you can share information, you can grow. You can never have enough. You can never have too much information for growth, personal growth or professional growth.
Not at all, and I agree 100%. And thank you for that plug. Subtle but fantastic. Okay, now learning more about what happens on a day-to-day with Tupos. You talked about workshops. You talked about the one-on-one interpersonal dialogue. What topics are being covered in these workshops?
Well, one, we dealt with self-image. Self-image. I tailor, like I said, I do specialized curriculum. This particular group happened to be people of color, so I tailored some things around negative images and stereotypes, and what you really need to know about yourself and your history. I did something on communication and how you can use communication for success. I did a workshop on conflict resolution and how you can use those skills for promotion. I've done something on navigating diversity and cultural synergy, how you can use culture and being open to diverse cultures, and how you can use that to bridge gaps and maybe even make global connections for business, for personal, for academic reasons. That even plays into whether you want to do study abroad, or you want to do things that you have to be able to connect, whether it's through music, whether it's through arts, whether it's through just information or your specific career goal or interests. you can use those things. And we talked about be open. That's really what my workshop was on. Let's be more open. We get closed off, but let's be more open because you can learn a lot from different people and they can learn from you.
And we live in a global society.
Yes.
So those are huge nuggets that you're imparting to your participants. What do you most appreciate seeing from the participants in the workshops?
I appreciate seeing them engage each other. That was something else I want to add. I'm glad you mentioned it. I love being in the workshops, especially if we do the games. Sometimes we'll do these like sample games. We did one on negotiating, and I had them break up in groups, and they had to negotiate, and they had to bargain with one another. And I love seeing the skills and the personalities and the ability to compromise and then sometimes not compromising, and we discussed it. I love seeing them engage because then you own the process if you're engaging in the topics and you're given assignments to work, even though it's in a controlled setting. That I love. I love seeing them come back and say, you talked about this and I've applied this to my family situation or to when I was at school or at work, because they are all working people. All of them, even the person, there's one young lady, the one that wants to be a physical therapist, she just joined college, and she, oftentimes, you live with your mom or whatever, and she talked about different things, and we talked about some skills and some tips she could use in dealing and navigating being a grown-up, but yet still living in your parents' house, but pursuing your goals and how that balance works. I've seen them use the tips and the suggestions that come across in the workshops at work. And I've seen some of the participants get promoted. I've seen it used at school to get internships. Some of the tips and things, even if something as simple as to be considerate about what you wear, how you sit, body language. We did a whole workshop on body language, nonverbal cues. They're very important because people read things a particular way. So, all those things I've seen them utilize, and it's helped them progress.
Now the one-on-one,
Yes.
very different.
Yes.
Not in a group setting.
Yes.
What do you appreciate the most about that? And you decided to not just have the workshops, you incorporated the one-on-one. So what do you see is really the most that you're getting out of those one-on-one experiences?
Well, for the one thing is you can get personal. You can unpack the complex issues of life, topics, the day-to-day struggles, or successes. And some things you may not want, even if they're close, because a lot of the people in the group know each other. But they may not want to share every detail, every, situation. But with you, they can. And then you can get more nuance because you have now time. We're not limited to time constraints of the workshop. We have time to talk as much time as you need. I'm on call. We have time to talk about whatever it is, whether it's family, whether it's school, whether it's your frustrating supervisee or supervisor. We can talk about those things and come up with healthy ways to respond to situations. And that's what I really, really love about the one-on-one interpersonal dialogue. I also have to say this. They're required to fill out goal sheets for their mentor. So I like to go through, we talk, because it's not just talking, but I want you to write it down. It's something about journaling. If you journal your goals on a goal sheet, then I can keep you accountable. You keep yourself accountable for meeting those goals and the tools you're using to get to those goals.
Definitely, 100% agreed. You talked about a couple of different areas. You talked about work, you talked about family, you talked about career. Who exactly are you including in your group? Your participants, what age range are they? It sounds like you have kind of college, pre-college, post-college. Tell me a little bit more about them.
So we've grown and people have progressed. They've graduated. At this time, we had a high schooler. Now she's graduated. She's in college. We had college students. 3 of the college students have now graduated.
Which is a testament to Tupos.
To them, they put the work in.
Right.
All I'm there to be, and there's some things about Tupos and being a mentor. They're already doing the work. I'm just there to be a support and help. You can do it. Just like when I went through my personal situation, I was already in profession. There were some things I was rooted and grounded in many things and principles, values, and morals, but I just needed support. So when you're already doing the work, I'm just there to support. And when you need you need some help with goal setting or navigation, then I add that component. So.
Well, I'm just gonna say I know all of her well, now not all of them. One person I don't know personally, but the rest of them I know personally. And you don't want to brag, I'll brag, because I can see how these workshops, these conversations, the time and energy that Tadika has put into each of her participants, how it has directly translated into growth for them. So yes, each of them are talented, are motivated, are brilliant in their own right, but there has been a very real and visible impact of Tupos. So I have to give you credit and give Tupos credit for that impact.
Can I say something?
You can say something.
I want to say something to you. And this is not just like, compliments sharing, but one of the things that's Black Girl Magic, right? It's like really important, I think, and I think that's why this show is really good about sharing what it means to do, what it means to have a startup, what it means to share and barter information, data. And one of the things I want to thank you for is that you saw the vision. You're also in career development and professional networking. That's what you do on the side, as well as she's an attorney and administrative law judge as well, and deals with public benefits and services. But your passion seems to be really helping people grow in relationships. You have a great talent with that. But one of the things is you saw that I had a burden for something, because it started with just a desire, a passion, I should say, not really a burden, but a passion. And then you set people that you were their mentor long ago, and you sent them to me, you trusted me with them. And I thank you for that. And I think that's really important for people to share. If you have information, that's what mentoring is, and Tupos is about. It's paying it forward, and I thank you for paying it forward. This is the model of Tupos. You have something you pay it forward. She's my peer. We're doing Tupos before Tupos was born, before it was started and commenced. So I'm just really grateful for you exemplifying what Tupos means and what it stands for. And one thing that always stuck with me about you is you would always say, when you were giving me information, a link, a referral, whatever it was, is everybody should eat. Everybody eats. That's my motto. And that's what Tupos is about, paying it forward and sharing your information with someone else so they can come forward. There's enough for all of us to succeed in this world.
There is. I agree 100%. 100%. Now it sounds like everything that Tupos is providing is being absorbed, is producing great fruit, is producing success. What is your retention rate?
It's 100%. The people that I have recruited or that were sent to me through referrals and I've recruited, they've all stayed aboard.
Excellent.
And I'm really happy about that, because that means they're getting something from the program. Because if you're not giving them what they need and helping them in their life's journey, then they're not going to come back. And they have a right not to come back. That means you have to tweak what you provide as a service. But I have a 100% retention rate. In addition to the fact we're growing, I actually have in the last semester, which was 2017 into 2018, I gained 2 more people. And for October 2018, thank you, our new semester that's coming up, I've gained 2 other people. So we are growing. We are definitely growing.
That's fantastic. And for all of you who are watching and are mesmerized, because clearly you can see why I sent her mentees, right? Because everything that you're discussing and all the impact that you're having, how could you not
on these people?
So how do they reach out to you? Everyone who's watching, who wants to know more, who wants to send their kids, send their nephews, send their nieces to you to say, listen, I want to bolster whatever support system they already have by giving them access to Tupos. Where do they go?
Well, one of the things you could do, you can find me on Instagram. It's Tupos Peer Mentor on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, tupospeermentor.com. Actually, not .com. Tupos Peer Mentor. Tupos Mentor Development Program, actually. Tupos Mentor Development Program on Facebook, as well as under my name, Sadika Holland. In addition to, I have this here because I'm looking at it, because this is some of the information you'll find online. But what might not be here is I'm in WordPress, and I believe I think the website is www.tupospeermentor.wordpress, I think, or it's WordPress, tupospeermentor.com. But if you go into WordPress, you could definitely find a blog. And I have some articles and some interesting information. Also, if you wanted to find me and you just wanted to fund us, you could definitely go to GoFundMe because it's a worthy cause. It's a volunteer. Nobody pays dues at this time. And so please feel free to support. And it's GoFundMe.com/sowing seeds to Tupos peer mentors. GoFundMe.com sowing seeds to Tupos peer mentors. And I started that because I'm like, listen, if people want to contribute to this cause, I greatly appreciate it because there's more I want to do. More I want to do with tech, more I want to do globally, more I want to do with webinars. I see us really growing and us being able to share these workshops with people wherever they are, even if they're sitting in their homes.
Well, listen, I admonish every single person watching this to make a donation. It is a worthy cause. She's doing the work. Her mentees are doing the work. Their mentees are doing the work. And we want this to grow. You know, we want Tupos to grow. We want the services and the benefits that you're providing to grow. So that's all we have, okay, for this interview. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something and you were inspired to learn more about Tupos, to make a donation. No donation is too small. $1, $2, $10.
We greatly appreciate it.
It all matters and it all goes a long way.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time and goodbye.
Bye.